Taurus, welcome to your career and finance reading. I hope you have been well. Happy new calendar year. I hope all is splendid with you. I'm trying a new filming setup, seeing if that'll help me be more consistent so that, I can provide a little bit more guidance a little bit more often. All right, so I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards with the Tarot Nefertari, and then I'm going to pull a couple of career and finance oracle cards, and we'll talk about it, get into the energies, and see what we can distill and learn from today's reading. As always, if you find any of this helpful, please be sure to leave a comment. Let me know how this helped you, what you're doing to help yourself through these times of triumph and building and manifesting. This is for all Taurus placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. If your career or finance situation is inextricably linked with the Taurus, that is also meant for you. And if you're cross watching, given that situation, you are welcome here. All right, so Spirit, please give me clear and concise messages that I may be able to guide Taurus on their journey regarding finance, career, and business. I am thankful for the opportunity and hope that these messages provide Taurus with the clarity that they need to move forward with confidence on their journey. Ashe, Amin. All right. Man, oh man. It has been... Oh, for those who don't know, I am a Taurus sun. So this is also partially my business too. But I have been just trying to get rid of anything that I'm not using. I try to do that every 6 months just to make sure I'm not accumulating any clutter in the house, So I feel like it also opens up the energy and helps put me in a space of inviting in abundance. So the new year, at least in my mind, doesn't start until the spring equinox. That's like March 20th, 21st. So I like to use the new year energy in order to, the new calendar year energy rather, in order to, see how I can reconfigure my day and see if I can do things differently, kind of like a practice run. So when the astrological new year comes, I'm ready to go. All right. Ooh, thank you. So we're going to pull recent, past, present, and future. Thank you. All right. I'll pull one more just so I can get a better understanding. So we have the priestess, the high priestess in the recent past. You have... okay. You have the Four of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. All right. In the current position. And then you have the Two of Swords in the near future. So you've been really walking, as far as your sense of abundance, you've been really walking in this energy of heightened intuition with the high priestess in the past position. And you've really been doing a very good job of keeping your head level and listening to your intuition, which is really, really important at this time. And, when you couple your intuition with your ability to deduce or infer different kinds of important lessons from your environment, there's all types of stimuli all around us. It's what we're able to grab hold of and really juice to understand, to extract and understand the lesson so that we can integrate it and move on and have an easier time going forward when we are hit with inevitably another challenge or similar situation. So you've been hanging on really, really tight to your intuition, and it has been serving you very, very well. In the present position, you've been kind of giving yourself a mental break with the Four of Wands and putting your head down and really working with Seven of Pentacles. You're not exactly the most trusting right now as it pertains to your dealings financially with others. You're a little bit more guarded. You're keeping your plans to yourself. You're keeping your goals and your plans close to the chest, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think a lot of times when we get, really excited and we start to foam at the mouth, if you will, with all types of plans, and we want to tell people and show how productive we are, I think a lot of times that can take the wind out of our sails and decrease our momentum and our ability to affect the kind of change that we're looking to see. So I think keeping your plans to your chest is actually a very smart strategy. And going into the future, the Two of Swords, you will have to make a decision regarding how you want to move forward, but I don't necessarily see it being a negative thing. So let me go ahead and just pull a couple more tarot cards before we get into the finance oracle. If this resonates with you, be sure to let me know. I love to be able to, I love being able to learn from others and being able to integrate lessons that others have and wisdom from others into my journey, just as I hope to do the same with this for y'all. All right, so the Two of Swords is clarified by the Hangman. So you definitely had a change in perspective, or you'll be having a change in perspective. And that change in perspective doesn't necessarily, again, seem to be like trauma-based. It just seems to me that you are in a more decisive and executive kind of energy, making more decisions that require a lot more discipline, and you see things from a different light because of this heightened responsibility. So it sounds like a good thing to me. Is there anything else that I'm supposed to know about the Two of Swords before we get into the oracle? I know as a Taurus, a lot of times people will focus on various aspects aside from general, such as like love, things like that. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but I definitely do want to prioritize finance as it pertains to Taurus. So the Knight of Wands, yeah, you're doing things differently. You're learning the ropes in a new arena, and that is what's helping you see things differently as you step into this more like boss-like energy and you have this heightened executive presence. I see this as a really, really good thing. Is there anything else that I need to know? You're stepping into an era of heightened responsibility, but also heightened respect, heightened stature, I'm hearing. So if you're going for a promotion, if you're going for a career change or trying to step into a new arena, it looks like you're putting yourself in a really solid position. You're taking the time to make sure that you know what you are getting yourself into. You're training, you're studying your books, you're keeping your head down, and you're moving into an era where you're actually able to even give back to others with the Six of Pentacles. So you're moving into an era of financial stability, given the fact that you're remaining disciplined with the Two of Swords. All right, so it looks pretty good. We're looking good. All right, let's get into the oracle. Let's see. I don't want to bend these cards because they're so glossy. The Tarot Nefertari cards I've had for, I want to say like almost 3 years. Yeah. I don't know who this is for, but you might also want to, when you get up in the morning, you might want to sit in stillness and gather your thoughts before you start the day. Pick three main accomplishments that you want to accomplish for the day and have those be your priorities, up to 3 I'm hearing, and work off of that. That way you're not getting decision fatigue, which is something that you are very prone to, or you can be very prone to at this time. So just be mindful of that. Give yourself a finite amount of decisions to make or goals to achieve that day. All right, so the High Priestess in the past, so I'm moving chronologically, past, present, and future. So you may move to a new place for work or travel for work. This is the Journey card here. Exploring the world gives you the experience you need to succeed. So you are exploring various perspectives, cultures. You might also physically be traveling. In the recent past, you've taken up some type of new journey, whether it's an educational journey, whether it is you obtaining a certification, whether it's you getting or furthering your education. You are opening and broadening your mind to various other perspectives and or physically traveling. So you've been doing a really good job of, like I said before, integrating new perspectives into the way that you think and how you go about your daily life. You also have honest work. It's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Get some experience to help you move up in the future. Success is a process, not a quick fix. So you were in a position that wasn't bad. It taught you a lot, but you recently left a position that you've kind of outgrown. You left a position or a title or maybe a business idea that you'd kind of outgrown, and you seem to be expanding your mind, expanding your knowledge, expanding your consciousness so that you are able to move into something that is more fitting for you at this time. Is there anything else in the past that I need to know? And this is what ultimately got you to tap into your intuition and to have a more balanced relationship with self so that you can move into the more concentrated energy that you're in the present moment. You also have saving face. You may need to grin and bear it to maintain respect and keep your job, or you need to smile and make nice to get the position you want. So you were essentially in an environment or dealing with an individual that, quite frankly, was holding you back. And it might not just have been at work. It might have also been in your personal life. One thing that I always say, especially for Venusian signs, particularly Taurus, and I'm saying this as a Taurus, a lot of times our love lives, and that includes the love you have for self, not just with with others, the love you have for self, the love that you have for your environment, things like that, and doing things out of a sense of love. If your love life is out of whack, your finance is going to be out of whack. So you might have been dealing with a person in the past. See the Taurus general reading that touches more on that, but you might have been dealing with somebody in your recent past that was holding you back, and by you using your intuition and tapping into it and trusting yourself, you were actually able to pinpoint exactly what the problem was, and you were able to remove that variable and watch the rest of your system flourish. You're a very organized person who I'm talking to. You are a very goal-oriented person. You, even if it's organized chaos, the chaos is organized. You know what you're looking for. You know what you need. You know exactly what you need to do. So you're not really somebody that needs a bunch of external feedback from others, although you're not opposed to it, which is a good thing. So you were dealing with somebody in an environment that was essentially holding you back. It was hindering you, and you finally let go of that, and now you're watching your financial future move into an exponentially positive standing as time goes on. So as far as the present moment, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, very, very concentrated, very, very diligent, very, very on the ball. Ooh, thank you. Oh, we have quite a few cards that have come out. So you have flexibility. You'll need to see in the dark to maneuver the coming changes. While it seems extreme, just hang in there. This too shall pass. So right now, you're not exactly where you want to be. You're still holding your head down. You're grinding. You're keeping your business to yourself, and you're working really hard. And this is not a permanent thing. This is just a phase. It's just a cycle. And this cycle shall too pass. So just remain patient and stay in tune with your intuition as you have been. Beware of drama as well. So beware of troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want may have too much upheaval to bear. Keep emotions and gossip in check. So if it's a situation where you're not leaving the job that you identified, maybe you've outgrown, if you're looking for a new job right now, just keep that to yourself. That's not really something that they need to know. When you put your 2 weeks in, they don't keep it surface level. Don't go too deep with these people. The people that you work with and who you deal with. So if you know that these individuals are shady or weird or like they like to gossip, just keep your business to yourself. Basically maintain the same way that you have been. I'm not really getting any irresponsible vibes off of you, or like you're not really holding your thoughts to yourself, or that you have loose lips or anything like that. You seem like a very secure person who has their head on their shoulders. So just keep your head on a swivel. You can't control other people in your environment. You can only control your reaction. You also have connections. So build bridges between people. Contact those who can help you. Your actions set you up for the next opportunity. So networking is annoying, but it is something that can be very helpful. And I say this as somebody who is, a half-time, part-time introvert, really an introvert. But when I have to be, I can come out of my shell. So I guess an ambivert. And one thing that I have noticed is you'd be surprised how much, an email, a quick email or a LinkedIn message or a quick text if you have the person's number just to check in and have a quick little conversation. You'd be surprised how far that can carry you. So maintaining your authenticity, you don't need to do this song and dance in order to get people to vibe with you and to help you on your journey if you are being authentic. So maintain your authenticity, but don't be afraid to make those connections and to have conversations with people. I'm hearing also going to mixers and networking events. So if you are in the States, apps like Meetup, for example, or Eventbrite can be kind of helpful in locating some of those opportunities, whether it's like an online Zoom thing or whether it's an in-person thing. Just getting something like once a month on the calendar in that realm, or even, networking at places you already are at. Maybe you are part of a run club, or maybe you're part of a book club. Networking in the places that you're at and with the people building those connections is really important in this time. And you also have adventure. You make exciting work moves that could take you outdoors or on a trip. You will need to climb steadily to reach your financial goals. So this is a time of grinding. You have your head down, you're working, you're very diligent, you know exactly what you're looking for, you know exactly what you need. You're not really taking no for an answer, and you're putting the work in, educating yourself and keeping yourself abreast of what you need to know and what you need to do to bring about that success. So continue on the path. As the future comes in, you're looking really solid right now. I mean, yeah, you know, the whole little drama thing came out, saving face came out, but quite frankly, most places you run into, most people have some type of trauma, and a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't leave their ego at home when they come to work. They bring it with them, and so you never know. It's always a mixed bag when you're heading out in the world, whether you own a business or and dealing with other entities on a contractual basis, or whether you are a full-time employee, part-time, whatever your configuration is, whether you work in academia, and you know, whatever your situation is, like, you can never really account for other people's ego and how they're going to show up. You can only do the best that you can do. All right, so going into the future, what do we need to know? What do we need to know, baby? Whew. This is also a time to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Don't neglect your needs. If you know what your needs are, just make sure that you're meeting them, you know. You have signs. You're putting together pieces of the puzzle from signs you are getting. Pay attention to the coincidences you experience. So paying attention to signs, synchronicities. If you're seeing 7-7 a lot, or numbers that would equal 7, or if you're seeing like 1-1-1, things of that nature, be sure to tap into what the meaning of those things are. If you're into like basic numerology, you can kind of start to put things together and deduce your own meanings, but sometimes the synchronicities will be really personal to you, and it's not something that you can look up really quick. You just want to be mindful of that, and going back to the recent past energy, maintain that tight tie to your intuition. It's very important at this time. Anything else that we need to know? Anything else that we need to know? Thank you. All right, so protection. You're being protected from deceit and from situations that no longer serve you. Lie low for a while and you'll be shown the truth. So keeping your head down, right? Not being in the mix, not being in people's business, just kind of doing your thing, minding your own business, being friendly, being respectful, right? Do no harm, but take no ish type of vibes. Again, you can't control what other people are going to do. And as you come into heightened success, your ancestors, your spirit guides, the divine, the universe is protecting you. So just keep that in mind. Remember to affirm to yourself that you are divinely protected, guided, highly favored, blessed, all those things. And keep up your spiritual armor, your energetic armor. Ending. So you may leave a position or be terminated. However, there's always a new opportunity ahead. You may change careers entirely. And I'm not really picking up on there being an ending so much in the being fired sense, so much as you are leaving one position for another. So you're leaving your associate position to become the manager. You're leaving the manager position to become the director. It's not really something that's like, oh, you're fired and like you just ass out. That's not really what I'm getting. We also have limitations. So obstacles are not what they seem. You can get around them with some careful thought or simply choose something better for you. So again, in this Two of Swords energy that we had discussed earlier, being mindful of your decisions, preparing yourself and cultivating your mental space daily by giving yourself specific amount of goals. I'm hearing like 2-3 goals per day, main goals. Everything else is, should fold up and cascade up underneath those main goals if necessary. But this will help you avoid decision fatigue so that you're able to keep your head sharp regarding what limiting beliefs you have that you can discard. When you have a bunch of noise going on, chatter, mental chatter, you're doubting yourself, you're not sure if you can do this. A lot of the time it's just because we're not really devoting enough mental processing power to affirming ourselves and building ourselves up and properly processing our environment. So a lot of times we end up internalizing things that are not ours to internalize. Hence why getting rid of those limiting beliefs are important, but also setting up yourself daily so that you are not mentally exhausted by the time it's time to even interact with a limiting belief should you catch one. You don't want to be just like, oh, I'll address it a different day, and then you don't. that can be a deterrent in your path for success. So just keep that in mind. I'll go ahead and pull one more and then we will close it out. Honestly, this is a pretty positive reading. I'm really, really proud of you, Taurus. You've been really hanging in there. Uranus is about to leave Taurus this year. So honestly, for those of us who have been going through it since like 2016 to 2018, we're finally going to be getting a little reprieve. So I am very excited for that. Lastly, we have Wish Come True. And it says, your wish is being granted, but it may not come in the way you expected. No worries. It's just what you need. So again, following your intuition, paying attention to the signs, keeping your head on straight, keeping your head down, working hard as you have been doing, and remaining diligent is going to bring you to this stage where you finally get that moment. You finally get the job that you've been been pining after, with the benefits and the pay and the flexibility that you want. You're finally going to be able to get that client, that big name client that when you have it on your portfolio, people are going to want to book with you immediately. You're finally walking into this era of success, and it's not something that you're going to have to struggle and wrestle for. It's something that will land and come in easily for you because you've been preparing yourself. Confidence comes from competence, is what I'm hearing. And so because you've been setting yourself up spiritually and in the physical plane by maintaining your intuition and being aware of your surroundings and aware of your limiting thoughts and keeping your head down and doing what you need to do in the physical realm, educating yourself, building those connections, being flexible, engaging with your journey and being mindful of any low vibrational energy. Because you are doing all of these things, they all come together and culminate in this wonderful ending where you walk right into the blessing that you have been dreaming of and praying for and manifesting this entire time. So this is a really solid spread. Again, I'm very proud of you, very happy for you, Taurus. This is a wonderful reading. If this has been helpful for you, please go ahead and like and subscribe so that we can build our community and maintain and continue to build this this space of mental cultivation, spiritual cultivation, and growth. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take it easy. Bye.